Hi everyone, welcome to the weekly review of my M1 Finance dividend portfolio. Balance on the account is $156,785. That's pretty cool that the balance is completely even. There's no cents at the end, if you notice that. That rarely happens. So when it does, I like to point it out because it's actually cool to see, at least to me. Let's go ahead and look at the performance for the past week. Man, this past week was atrocious for the S&P 500. Like, I literally have no other word to describe it besides that. It was really, really, really bad. So as you see here, the portfolio was down $583.08 or 0.37%. And maybe on the surface, some of you all are thinking, oh, that's not too bad. Well, when you see the deposit that I actually put in, it's really, really horrible. So in terms of the hold-ins, I have two. One is a VU, which is the S&P 500. And that one was down 1.96% or $1,794.77. But on the plus side, SCHD was actually up 1.85% or $1,211.69. So essentially, SCHD substantially saved my portfolio in terms of loss this week, because if it was also in the red, this would have been an over $3,000 loss for the week. Let's say if SCHD was in the red as well. So because it was green, they offset each other, and that's why I had more of a minimal loss of $583. So I just want to take a moment and thank SCHD. Wow, this is why they say buy and hold, because you just never know, because the stock market, right, it's so volatile. Let's just call it what it is. So you just never know which one of your investments are going to really step it up when you need it to step it up. So I don't get too complicated with my investing. I have no interest in having 50 ETFs or 100 stocks. I have a very demanding career, so I wouldn't even have the capacity to follow all of that investing. But I love keeping my portfolio simple with good solid ETFs such as S&P 500 and SCHD. So this was just very eye-opening for me in terms of just yes, in prior weeks SCHD was not performing well. It was dragging down my portfolio, but it has really bounced back, and I've always said I love SCHD and I was never going to sell out of it. But it has just really shown me that you just never know how things are going to perform, because the S&P 500 was just way ahead of SCHD. But we're going to see shortly that it's not anymore, because S&P 500 is not performing that hot. So let's go ahead and look at the deposits for the past week. There was one, but it was a huge one, right? July 15th, I put in $3,000. I got one buy, it all went to VU, and I got 5.80 shares. So even with putting in $3,000, I still lost $583. So essentially, it was I didn't even put in. Well, of course it did count, right? Because my money is the only reason why the portfolio went to higher balance. So let's just look at the breakdown. So I started the week at $154,368.08. I put in $3,000, and then I had the loss of $583.08. So essentially, my cash deposit, is why I now have a higher balance compared to last week, because it was an overall loss in the market in terms of performance. Let's go back to the main page and let's look at the hold-ins. Yes, hold-ins. Here's where the truth is coming out. Overall, the portfolio is up 10.06% or $14,336.56. VU is up 10.39% or $8,462.17. This percentage was at least 2 or 3% higher than what it is right now. But look at SCHD, like really has stepped it up in terms of the overall returns. SCHD is up 9.63% or $5,873.81. Again, for anyone who's been with me over the past couple weeks, we remember when SCHD was like 3.6 something percent, 4.1% in terms of overall gain. But now it's almost at the same level as S&P 500. It's literally almost there. And S&P 500 was before lead-in significantly ahead of SCHD. So you just never know how things are going to work out. So this is why you buy and hold ETFs. If you do stock investing, that, totally up to you. You buy and hold things that you truly believe in so that when you have these severe market swings, you don't end up selling them. Yes, you might talk crap about it, or it might not feel good. Like in my case, that's what I do. But I ultimately don't sell them because these two ETFs I do believe in. So while the S&P 500 didn't do that great this past week, I 100% believe in the S&P 500. I'm not selling it. I'm going to keep on investing in it every single week. So this talk is not me saying that I'm going to pull back in any type of way. It's just more around get invested in things that you strongly believe in. So when those major dips happen, which they absolutely will, you're not completely freaked out and start selling your investments. And that's all the updates for this week. I have no money set to invest for next week because I don't have any money. So I'll see if I can conjure up. I'll find at least $25 to invest in the portfolio next week. But I don't know if I'm going to have more money than that. I hope I do, but we'll see how it all works out. Also here, you'll see on the app, there's like a new option that M1 has given their account holders. So it's called margin. So technically I could take out like a margin loan just to like invest more money in the stock market and then pay it back. But y'all know me, I don't believe in debt, so I'm not messing with that. That's dangerous for me. And that's my point of view, right? Everyone has different views on debt. I don't believe in it. So, but just wanted to highlight that if anyone was wondering what is that margin thing. All right, so that is the update for this week. It's a little disappointing because at one point this past week, the portfolio was actually over $159,000. Like this thing just crashed. Like it crashed. So yeah. Yes. It was so encouraging though, because it was like, I'm so close to $160,000, but well, S&P 500 didn't do that hot, but it's all good. I still love you, S&P 500. Still going to invest in you. You and SCHD. All right, that's all of my updates for this week, and I'll catch you next week. Bye.